What's good? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. We up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what the business is. One time for the one time. Shout out to the entire LDBC. We working, all right? All right. We'll talk about, Terence Crawford didn't call out Errol. Spence told you this video was coming last night. And, then my perspective changed on the fight, who I thought going to win from the Jose Benavidez fight. And I didn't expect Terence Crawford to call out Errol Spence. That's just, something that, he just didn't really ever seem keen on doing. In the interviews I seen him talk about Errol Spence has always been, it's a good fight, but it's not like the fight that he's really looking for as a fighter. That's not the fight that gets him up. You know what I'm saying? Only guy I really seen him really call out for real was Keith Thurman. Obviously, at the time, Keith Thurman had 2 belts. He called him out after the Felix Diaz fight, if you want to go back and pull that up. And Bob Arum kind of checked him a little bit. Was like, man, why you calling out Terence Crawford? Terence Crawford, why you calling out Keith Thurman? You know he injured. That's crazy. I like the Errol Spence fight. And Terence Crawford just ain't never really seemed too keen on making that Spence fight happen. I'm not saying because he's scared or it don't make sense. But I just think that's not the fight that he looks at. He, like he said on ESPN before, he looks at Keith Thurman as that guy. Same thing Sean Porter was saying, and same thing Danny Garcia was saying. They looked at Keith Thurman as that lineal type of champ, the number 1 guy. And why would you shoot for number 2 or 3 when you can have number 1? So that's understandable. But now that Keith Thurman gets stripped, he only got 1 title. He may be coming back like Sean Porter. He may take a tune-up before that. But this was a couple years ago when he fought Felix Diaz when this happened. All right, so other than that, I never really seen Terence Crawford call people out. So that's never really been his stilo or his style. You know what I'm saying? So when he said, I want everybody with a belt, I wasn't shocked. That's what he says, And then he goes on to beg Bob Arum and Top Rank, make these fights happen. And it's up to Bob to make them fight happen. I just let my promoter handle it. And don't he sound like a black Manny Pacquiao? It's up to my promoter. It's up to my promoter. It's the same company man Top Rank routine. He got a high guarantee for his fights. Everybody eating. No matter if we fight Ingus Cleveland or we fight Jose Benavidez or we fight a guy like Errol Spence. We still gonna eat regardless. We gonna still get that 3-5 regardless. Okay. So why risk it right now? Let's get some 3 or 4 fights in a year. And then, we'll revisit it. And, we gonna try to go for the gusto and build our brand name up. But the thing about that, you're not gonna build your brand name up fighting, Alexander Boost Putin and Alexander and Ingus K and the Mean Machine, whatever his name is, and fighting the Damos and the Benavidez of the world. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight the Errol Spences to get that notoriety. And you gotta hope that Errol Spence can get fights on his own side of the streets and boost that notoriety. But you don't want Errol Spence to bring 3 belts to the table. You bring 1, and then you ask for a pay-per-view that could be split with ESPN and Showtime. That don't work that way. I'll bring 3 belts. You bring your bitch ass over to Showtime. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But I didn't expect him to call out Errol Spence last night. I said it before. I said yesterday he was the most powerful man in boxing after he beat up Jose Benavidez and had the mic in his hand. He could have called out Errol Spence could have called out Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford could have called out Errol Spence and lit the boxing world on fire, but he didn't. And, like people were saying, Errol Spence didn't call him out neither and woo, woo, woo. At the end of the day, when Errol Spence took that podium, everybody got selective hearing. That's so funny, bro. And a lot of these dudes don't want to piss off, their subscriber base. They got dudes that like Terence Crawford. They got dudes that like Errol Spence, so they try to call it down the middle and bring perspective. Obviously, I'm not one of them dudes, dog. I call it how I see it, and if I'm wrong, I don't have no problem saying I'm wrong. F all that, bro. Errol Spence has been on several occasions saying he'll fight Terence Crawford. Like he said before, Bob Arum all smoke and mirrors. He want that fight, but it's all smoke and mirrors, okay? He went up there and said Terence Crawford's name. He ain't go up there beating around the bush. He said, I'll fight him. He said several occasions, I'll fight him. But, Bob Arum ain't trying to feed him to me yet. He said that several times. But all people did was focus on which side of the street, this side of the street, that side of the street. Yeah, obviously he want to get his belts because it makes sense. Because if he bring 3 belts, then Terence Crawford can't demand 50-50. He can't demand that 50-50. He gonna have to come to Showtime. Ain't no split. That's what people don't understand. It's a leverage thing. But even without the leverage right now, Top Rank should be trying to kiss Errol Spence's ass to make this fight happen if they believe Terence Crawford can beat him. But Terence Crawford don't have control over his career. Some people call him a company man. He in the same mode as Timothy Bradley, Manny Pacquiao. They gonna sit on that side of the street, have Bob Graham take care of him. They won't have no media pressure because Bob Graham pays the media. He controls the media. So he's in a comfortable position. But all I'm saying is he continues to fight this type of competition. He will drop down my pound for pound list, no doubt about it. He will drop the fuck down my pound for pound. You don't get no credit for fighting these cupcakes, bro. I'm not gonna overreact to you beating Jose Benavidez, and I knew he wasn't shit. I'm not gonna blow him up after the fight. I didn't blow him up before the fight, okay? All right, but y'all shocked that he didn't call out Errol Spence? I'm not. They don't want that fight right now. It's just proper business, man. You make a 3.5 a fight. You had your first fight, your first title defense, and your first fight under your new deal. What sense does it make to go throw in his second fight, his title fight, and this second fight in his new deal with ESPN to throw him in there with Errol Spence? Hypothetically, let's say he gets smashed, okay? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but we get to that in a minute. Let's say he gets smashed, all right? And, then what? Then his market value drop. People don't really check for him like that. He don't get a title no time soon. And you still owe him 3-5 no matter what ratings he pulling. You know how fickle boxing fans can be. You can lose and people jump off the bandwagon completely. All his drop, you still owe him this 3-5. No matter if he in title fights or no title fights, you still owe him 3-5. He got smashed by Errol Spence. Errol Spence take the WBO belt, take it to the PBC side. And that WBO belt is usually the only leverage in most weight classes that Top Rank got. So that's something to look at as well, man. But as far as last night, did anything change my mind about what's gonna happen with Errol Spence and Jose Benavidez? No. I kept the same energy that I kept, coming into this fight. I knew what it was. I told you guys he gonna get dog walk. Terence Crawford get dog walk from Omaha to Dallas, Texas, back to Bob Arum house. All right, that's what just won't happen. Okay. I like Terence. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Errol Spence, but I said this shit from the beginning, bro. I didn't think Terence Crawford was that good enough to really make up the size discrepancy with Errol Spence. And Errol Spence does some things that's really well that Crawford hasn't been in there with. A guy that can close the distance, that can cut the ring off, that can be in front of you, a guy that's going to work the body. And so can Terence Crawford work the body. If you tell me Terence Crawford is going to take these same usual chances in the ring that he takes with a lot of every other fighter. Only guy I really didn't see him take that many chances with was Victor Postol. But if you tell me he's gonna fight the same style he fought Postol and Benavidez with, and move and box and move, that ain't gonna work, bro. With Errol Spence, that ain't gonna work. He gonna get pulverized to the body. That jab gonna freeze him, and eventually he gonna win some rounds. He could be up going into the 6th, 7th round, just like Kell Brook was. But eventually, Errol Spence is gonna freeze his body. He gonna paralyze his body. You know what I'm saying? And Crawford gonna have to sit down and fight. All that excessive movement that he can do that excessive movement because he not fighting nobody that can make him constantly work. He not fighting nobody that can cut the ring down and close the distance like Errol Spence and make him work. And don't be surprised if Errol Spence outboxed Terence Crawford too, man. A lot of people think Errol can't box, but Errol can box really well, man. Really well. He's just too physically dominant for Terence Crawford. And I think Terence Crawford don't fight a disciplined enough fight to beat him. That's my opinion on that. People say Floyd Mayweather. No, he's too offensive. Sometimes in certain fights, you got to mill it in and stick to 1-2 in your combination and pot shot to keep dudes off balance. And then when you get them in a position of detriment where they don't believe in themselves, then you run them combinations on him. But Crawford get hit a lot. People talk about Errol Spence defense because they don't understand Errol Spence uses angles in his footwork to beat a head, to move his head, to kind of take place of moving his head. Derrick James explained it. He said he don't have to move his head because his leg positioning is always in the right proper position. He's always ready to punch. He's always in position to fight. To be honest, I think Errol Spence is a more technical and fundamentally sound fighter than Terence Crawford. I think people can make it close, but Terence Crawford get hit a lot with unnecessary bullshit, bro. A lot. And he hasn't fought anybody with the power, anybody with the jab of Errol Spence. You could say Errol Spence haven't fought anybody with the overall boxing ability of Terence Crawford. But Terence Crawford, I'm telling you, if Terence Crawford is one of them dudes that get hurt, bro, he not going to be one of them dudes that survive and hold on. He got that ability. He probably do, but Crawford got a lot of pride in himself. And they going to have to save him from himself in that fight. He going to get dogged. He going to get dragged, man. He going to get dragged. And I didn't need nothing to solidify that last night. You know, looking at Jose Benavidez and seeing if he's going to beat Terence Crawford, does that going to mean Terence Crawford going to lose a win versus Errol Spence? It made me no different. Some people saying, well, you know, Terence Crawford fooled for Errol after watching the Jose Benavidez fight. You know, some people thought it was competitive. I didn't think Jose won one round, okay? Not one round. But I do know coming into that fight and leaving that fight, I'm very confident that Errol Spence is going to whoop the fuck out of him, man. I said it from the beginning. I said it yesterday. I said it 6 months ago. I said it 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just truly levels to this shit, man. It's truly levels to this shit. And the dude is too strong. The dude is too powerful. He just got too much. His style is just bad for Terence Crawford. You tell me that Terence Crawford is going to fight a truly disciplined fight, pot shot, move, stick and move, and box, I think he can survive a little bit longer. But Crawford, all that excessive movement that he do, he get in that bitch and move. That shit ain't getting work after a while. The body shots gonna lay down on him. That footwork, Errol Spence gonna be right in his face. And y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Ain't nothing changed, man. I didn't never really think this was a super competitive fight like that. People call it 50-50. I won't argue with you. But I'm telling you, bro, you know, dude, Terence Crawford 31, man. The more longer he wait, the harder it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He kind of coming out his physical prime, prize fighting prime. And people won't believe me. They're going to believe it's going to be a Hagler Hearns or Ray Leonard Hearns type of fight. It could be. It could be where Crawford is outboxing him for the first 5 or 6 rounds. But he going to lay down. He going to get down to lay down. He going to get down and lay down. I'm telling you. This ain't as competitive as people making it think. It ain't that competitive, man. I see how Crawford is match made. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, if it's smart to take the Errol Spence fight while he still got youth on his side. He hasn't took that much damage. And Errol Spence is still, in most people's opinion, unproven. This is the perfect time for Crawford to take advantage of Errol Spence. Because if he let Errol Spence get Sean Porter or the Keith Thurman fight, you know, even the Danny Garcia fight, they let him get more experience and he get active, there's no chance. That's what Crawford got. That's what he got. You know, but the longer Errol Spence they fight once, twice a year, and he inactive, they're gonna get Crawford a better chance at beating him. But if I'm telling you, if Errol Spence get the experience of fighting Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia and stay active, Crawford got 0 to no chance, man. I'm telling you. If he get those experiences and he passed through them experience, he can't walk through Terence Crawford, bro. And I'm not bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? You can call it 50-50 all you want. I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. I don't sugarcoat shit. It's gonna be a Dallas, Texas foot up his ass, man. And he ain't gonna be what y'all thought. Y'all gonna diminish shit and say Crawford ain't fought nobody. And I already know what's coming, man. But y'all know what it is. Goodfellas Sports TV. We up in this thing, man. Shout out to the whole Lions Den boxing community. Shout out to my brother CB Sports TV. Shout out to my brother the Cali Enigma Boxing and Sports Network. That's THA. And we working, man. Shout out to my brother Colossal Sports TV. Make sure you check them guys out. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to make a donation, the PayPal link is in the description under donation. Shout out to everybody that do donate. Definitely goes a long way. Much blessing to you guys. One time for the one time. And y'all know what it is, man. We'll continue to grind and hold it down. And make sure Monday through Friday, y'all check us out right here on our boxing talk show, Early Morning Grind Boxing 101. We gone.